Go! What's going on in Hot Atlanta? Live from Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 brings back the hottest hip-hop radio show live from K.L.P. Entertainment and K.L.P. Studios. It's K.L.P. Aftermath. Morning with your host, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas.
You know what it is? Put your hands up.
Tune in now on any audio platform. Go.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the K.L.P. Aftermath Podcast. I'm your gracious, humbled, highly favored podcast show. K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas here. Now, on today's very special episode, I got T up in the building. It is early morning. So to a lot of people out there who are gamers and who are in the gaming community, I got to say first and foremost, happy Nintendo Switch 2 Day. It's launch day, and I said this in the last episode. In this episode, the setup's a little different because on today's special podcast, we're going to be unboxing my Nintendo Switch 2. So, like I say, it's not going to be a topic of conversations today on this episode. We'll try to make it as long as we can with the unboxing, but it is going to be completely different this episode. And I think I'm like the first YouTuber slash podcaster slash broadcaster that's doing an unboxing on a radio show instead of the typical unboxing video that people are doing. I've watched, and I say it's early, and I'm glad that I'm not like groggy or aggravated because I didn't really sleep that well last night because I was just so excited for this thing to come into the mail so I can bring it to the studio. Everybody here, we were just up because we're excited, we're hyped, and it's kind of like part of our job to kind of do these things. And I can bet you that YouTube algorithm is going to go crazy. Everybody is doing an unboxing video. Shout out to the people who got the Switch early. You know, shout out to you. I was slick, kind of jelly, right? A lot of the big YouTube stars got their consoles early. A lot of the other YouTube stars who didn't get their console, they were at the launch release, either at Best Buy or GameStop at midnight. I just didn't want to do that. My friend Shaheem, shout out to them. They scored a Switch at launch last night. So a part of me was like, dang, I wish I would have done that. But I'm glad that I did Walmart so I could try to get some sleep. I slept, yes, but I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. And a lot of YouTubers, they were at the midnight release, and they were playing Mario Kart World after 12. And I had to go to bed because I was waiting for this thing. I'm glad that it's here. I was a little skeptical about Walmart or any type of delivery because if you guys remember a couple of years back, it's on the YouTube channel and it's on the radio stations too. I did the PlayStation 5 unboxing when I scored a PlayStation 5, and it was hell and hell back trying to get that console in the mail because they delivered it through FedEx, and it was just a whole bunch of rigmarole. Guys, go watch that video. You guys, that's a whole thing in itself. I was skeptical about Walmart, but I'm glad Walmart, gave us something, right? I was nervous because, it was on preparing to ship for a while. And then when we got the confirmation that it'll be here by 10 p.m. today, and I'm like, dang, we probably won't be able to film this until like late night. But I woke up early this morning and said, hey, around 7 o'clock this morning, said, hey, your package is delivered to studio. It's here. I'm like, whoa, okay, that's great. So I'm very, very happy about that. All right, so let's get to it. Let's get to the unboxing. Like I said, I'm very, very excited. Let me turn my volume up here, and I'll try to speak as loud as I can, but I got to bring the mic down. So that way you guys can see, and hopefully this is a good angle. Like I said, I just didn't want to do the typical unboxing video because everybody's doing that, and I wanted to be in the studio and to kind of do my own thing here. All right, so awesome. So of course I'm gonna try to make sure I hide the studio's address on here. Oh, that's cool. We get a Walmart bag too. All right, and I feel like something else is in here too. So delivered to Walmart. I guess the person that delivered to me, they And I think I kind of like it how they did it, maybe because they probably wrapped it for safety measures or wrapped it in a Walmart bag for safety measures. So that's pretty cool. My friend Shaheem, they were nervous because they didn't want to. Okay, so first of all, I see the switch, but yeah, there is something in here. Um, I didn't order this, but sorry, because we're chroma keying things out. It is the sour cream and onion Pringles. That's unique. I didn't order this. I think this is somebody else's order, and they probably forgot. Uh, I will try to see if I want to eat this. I can't eat stuff like this anymore. So that's unique. Unboxing of Pringles. I think this was somebody else's order and they wrapped it in my order. So I got some free Pringles, I guess. Set that aside. T, I probably won't eat that. I'll probably share it with Sue. I can't eat things like that anymore. I'm on a diet. Yeah, this is somebody else's order because I also have a thing of. Now, this has got to be like the most unhealthy thing, y'all. Hold on. And the switch is here. I see the switch, but this is funny. So in this bag, I had a Coca Cola, and guys, I promise you guys, I didn't plan this. A Coca Cola and some Pringles. Um, Definitely can't eat this stuff because I'm on a health kick. But this is really funny. I think this is somebody else's order, and somebody who's not gonna get their Coca Cola and their Pringles at 7:30 in the morning. They're gonna be very, very upset. But that's really, really unhealthy. Again, did not plan that. I didn't plant that in the bag. It just I felt that there was something else in here. But what you guys came to the video to see is voila. All right. And somebody's Hallmark card is in here. So let's see what this is about. It says thank you. Number 548. Maybe I'm the 548th person to order the Switch, maybe. Very unique unboxing. I've never seen things like this before. But you guys came for this baby. Oh boy, howdy. The Switch 2 is here. Of course, I ended up getting the bundle with Mario Kart World. I know a lot of people have been complaining about the cons of the game being $80. Honestly, if you were smart enough to understand that once you get the bundle, it is $50 instead of paying that full $80. I can't believe this thing is here because right here in the studio, this is my Switch OLED. I didn't start with the Switch OLED. I When I first started with the Nintendo Switch, it was in 2020, so I was a few years late in the game getting a Switch, but I ended up getting the Mario Edition day one Switch with LCD screen. So it was like the red one, right? And then when Metro Dread came out, I said, okay, I want to upgrade my Switch because the OLED looks nice and crisp. I ended up getting the Switch OLED. And now I'm saying goodbye to the Switch OLED, my Metroid Dread edition, because now the Switch 2 is here. I'm happy. I'm hyped. The number 2 is there. Like I say, it's my order, and I'm glad. Because again, once you pre-order things and order things online, a lot of YouTubers say it. Once you pre-order things online, everything that could go wrong will go wrong. And I'm glad nothing went wrong. I'm glad my order is here. I'm glad it's intact. I'm glad that it's not damaged. Like, because when you try to order delivery, it's hard. But there you guys go. Here's the box. Of course, there's the Mario Kart sticker and the Nintendo Switch 2 bundle. The hype is real. I know a lot of people they're waiting for more from the console before they order the console. I say to a lot of people who say that things are expensive, um, judge with your wallet. Be with your wallet. Things are expensive, right? I think a lot of people who didn't pre-order or who didn't quite get the Switch 2 quite just yet because it is expensive. I do say that if you save up some money and you're able to do it, then by all means. But I don't think we shouldn't judge people who don't get the console because things are expensive. People have to pay bills and do all their other things. So I don't judge people who don't get the Switch. I don't. I get it. It's expensive. Things are is either and people joke about it. either you pay, you get a console, or you get groceries, right? Luckily, I'm fortunate enough to be able to do both, right? And it's not to say that people who don't do both suck. That's not what I'm saying. It's just I get it. I understand. Now, here is the system itself, the Switch 2 tablet. Very, very nice. I'm going to pull everything out the box and get the box out the screen, and then I'm going to turn it on. And once I turn it on, I got to set this thing up, and I'm going to do a follow-up podcast with my thoughts. I don't think I'm going to do like gameplay. A lot of people are doing gameplay. I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't quite have the time today to do that really. I woke up early thinking that I was going to take a time off from the gym, but I'm actually might make it to the gym today. But there's the system itself. Set that gently on the table. Right here is my Mario Kart thing, which I'm not going to show you because this is mine. And by the time, I mean, when I upload and stuff, it's going to be there. It's going to be. But right here is my Switch to my Mario Kart paperwork code for the game. Again, I'm not going to show you on well, maybe I can because by the time I do everything, it's going to. So there it is. Every time I do when I upload this video, I'm already going to use the code already. So um, a little bit of paperwork. Set that to the side. We got some goodies that come with it. So we've got the Ultra Certified Cable HDMI for the Switch. In my house and in the studio as well, we both have 4K TVs in both locations, so I can't wait to see what that looks like. Here are the attachments for when you go mouse mode on the Switch. That's what that looks like. Here is the right Joy-Con. A lot of people been saying, and boy howdy, and I'll do a comparison too. They were saying that this is more of an orange instead of a red. I think they're going for a more orange feel to it. And right here is the left Joy-Con, the blue one. Very, very nice. Part of the box. We're going to set you down right here. Here is the charge cable, or the charge cable, yes, but the cable to do TV mode as well. And I'll take everything off the plastic and show you again, but I'm just pilling so I can get the box out the screen. This is the USB C cable. The the other grip that you connect your Joy-Cons to convert it into a controller. I am going to see, and possibly today, probably not, because they're probably gonna be sold out. I'm gonna see if I can score a Pro controller too. I didn't pre-order the Pro controller, and I kind of wish I did, but I didn't. I guess because I was just trying to get the pre-order in, and we all know how the pre-order night was havoc. Everybody's trying to go to everywhere, and it just didn't work out quite that well. So it's kind of my fault that I didn't order the Pro controller. I think the Pro controllers they're going to be high in demand, so I think some stores might still have it if I call around my local Best Buy or my local GameStop to see. I remember one time when I was calling them about the PlayStation 5, I called GameStop, and the young lady, she was very sweet on the phone. She said, thank you for calling GameStop to thank you for calling GameStop where we don't have any PlayStation 5s. How can I help you? Because that's what people are calling for. Here is the dock. Dock is actually kind of larger, sleeker, slimmer, yes, but a little bit more wider this go round. It does have a fan, so that way it cools the system while you're in dock mode. So I can't wait to see how that works. That's going to be quite amazing. And here's the box. In the studio, we keep the boxes here. I still got my PlayStation 5 box. So, and I think I still got my OLED box too. So here's the dock. We're going to set you right here. The grip where you can convert into a controller here. Like I say, I'm probably maybe today going to look around to see which store has the Pro controller, because I didn't pre-order, and I feel like I'm gonna need it for maybe not so much for Mario Kart T, but I feel like I'm gonna need a Pro controller for Donkey Kong and then Metroid Prime 4 that's getting ready to come out later this year. Here's that power brick. USB-C cable. We'll go ahead and just take everything out. Gosh, it is early, y'all. Right here is the USB-C cable, and I tell y'all, I just did not. I slept. I just didn't get my full sleep because I was just so excited for my delivery, and I'm really happy that Walmart delivered really well. This has been the good experience from delivery for a gaming console ever. Because PlayStation 5 that time that was horrible. HDMI cable, got plenty of these in the studio. And let's go ahead and take the grips off. Again, these are the grips for the mouse mode. So you just put it on there and it just kind of moves around like the mouse. So there's the right one. Here is the left one, the left Joy-Con. All right, let me move you guys out the way. And we'll get to the meat and potatoes. So here's the right Joy-Con. Wow, large. I mean, look, and I say to people, I got fat fingers, so I'm taking the right from my. This is the OLED model, and this is the Switch 2 model. Can you guys see that? That size difference is something. I like it. I Because if you look at the left Joy-Con, I'm kind of cringing my fingers a little bit to make it fit. And then with the Switch 2 one, I don't have to crinkle my finger or my hand so much to fit these Joy-Cons. Slightly bigger, feels good, smells good too, feels amazing. So there's the right Joy-Con. And here is the left Joy-Con. Oh, that's so comfortable. And it's not to say that the Switch OLED was not comfortable. It's just you notice how I'm crinkling up. I don't know if I'm doing this justice, but I'm crinkling up my hand in the OLED model. And then when you have the Switch 2 model, I'm not crinkling my hands up so much. So that's really, really nice. So let me put these back on the OLED. And as soon as I turn this on, I'll do a first reaction. I won't be able to. I don't have my setup to where I can show you what I'm looking at. So, and it's a podcast too. So, I mean, if you're listening to it, you don't know what's going on. You can only imagine. All right, Switch 2, the console itself. Oh boy, howdy. The screen is a little bit bigger. It does have the bezel though. And I have no regrets buying this, but like that bezel, I wish they didn't do that. That large bezel because it doesn't really, I don't know, just something about it. But here is the Switch 2. Bigger screen. And let me do a comparison real quick. Let me take these off. So here is the OLED model, your typical OLED model. And here is the Switch 2 model. So Switch 2 OLED. That size is different now. It's bigger. It's more flatter, right? So that's cool. Slide these in here real quick. Now, even though I say I'm gonna say goodbye to my Switch OLED, it's still gonna be in the studio. It's still gonna be like here. I think a lot, and it's smart that a lot of people traded in their Switch 2 or their Switch OLEDs to get the Switch 2. I get it. It is expensive. You can save some money. I just feel like this part of our technology is part of our stuff. So all right. So first reaction to the magnetics. Oh, wow. That's seamless. You just, you know, and then there's the button right here. Ooh, to release. One more time. Ooh, that's satisfying. And then, like I say, I think it holds up well. A lot of people are like, I don't know if the magnet's going to hold up well. I think so. If you take good care of your things, then it will. Here's the left one. Woo. I mean, this thing is beefy. Yeah. First reactions. So here is what it looks like. I like the colors. I really do. A lot of people didn't like the colors, but I like the colors. Yeah, this thing is beefy. Very, very beefy compared to the Switch. I gotta say that Switch 2 is like longer and wider, right? Duh, it's bigger. But so in comparison, I'm trying to flip this thing around with two hands here. In comparison, here's the OLED model. Here's the Switch 2. Boy, howdy. Look at that. It is bigger. Same thinness, but slightly bigger. That's dope. All right. So, of course, you got your typical A, B, X, Y button. You got the chat button, which I hope all my other friends get the Switch to. Um, so we can chat. The plus and minus button. You've got the ZL, ZR, and L and R button here. So let's boot this thing up, shall we? As soon as I can figure out where there is it. There it is. The power button. We're gonna boot this thing up. And again, unfortunately, I won't be able to show you what I'm looking at, but I can tell you now that the logo's here. Nintendo Switch logo is here. Uh, so we'll play the chime here. That chime is kind of nice. It's always a good sign when it comes on, right? you know. Hey, that's a bop. If y'all can hear that. All right, so let's get connected to the studio Wi-Fi. First reactions so far, getting connected to the Wi-Fi. The screen is this thing is bigger. I do think the bezel that's on it, yeah, but I think they don't mind the bezel. I think because I think they're focusing on everybody who has a 4K TV. We do have one here in the studio, so and I have one at home, so um, I get it. So the updates updating, so everybody's probably getting the update to either at midnight or this morning. Um, the controls here, the left and the right analog sticks are pretty smooth. Is fast on command, so that's pretty nice. The screen is bright. I think the LCD is actually not bad so far for what I'm seeing. But like I say, I think they were just focusing on everybody when they have your 4K TV. I think that's where they try to angle everything. So that's probably why they added the bezel. Not saying that that's the real reason because again, I don't work for Nintendo, so I don't know. Um, and it okay, so first screen says change your play style with Nintendo Switch 2. You can play games wherever you want, however you want. Yep, in dock mode, TV mode, handheld, or Joy Cons on the table, and you have Joy Cons in your hands. It says the system can change at whatever angle you like. Well, I'll show you guys in that in a second. Just pull out the rear stand. You can now connect AC adapters from the top and bottom. That's really cool. Um, okay, so now it's telling us to detach the right Joy-Con. And then now it tells me to attach the left Joy-Con. There we go. Oof. I'm so heavy-handed, so I have to be careful because I go to the gym a lot. So this is what it looks like. It does extend all the way back, so you can have it flat, or you can have it kind of at a 90-degree angle if you like. So that's what that looks like. Let me get the dock out the screen here. So that's what that looks like right there. So that's pretty impressive. So you can play like this too. Um, we'll connect to the TV later because I don't have it. The TV's over there in the studio, so we'll have to do that later. And and then you have the other accessories. So here is the again. I use this. A lot of people don't use this. I do use this in between time, but I think I am going to get a pro controller, and it's just seamlessly. It just slides right in the grip here. So now is as if this is a controller itself. A lot of people don't use it. I do. I'm probably going to use this a whole heck of a lot when I'm in TV mode because I just like the controller feel until I'm able to the get the pro controller. Like I said, I just got to look around to see which store has it. So let's go ahead and update real quick. And while it's updating, I'll go ahead and do some filler. Yeah, like I say, I'm very impressed with the system so far. You know, there's a lot of things that I have to test with this thing. Um, Mario Kart will be the first game that I will again will get because I already paid for it. Um, I heard Fast Fusion was pretty good. A lot of people were stepping into that. I will not be getting Welcome Tour. I don't think it's worth the $10 for a guide for the Switch for the system. I wish it was free, but hey, you know, I get it. Now, the one thing I do have to do is transfer my stuff. I feel that that is the easier. Ooh, look at this thing. Look at this baby. This ancient thing now. So let's see how that does. Start the transfer. I do got to get an express chip, express SD card. That's something else I didn't get yet. Uh, I will get that very soon. I probably won't be able to transfer everything though, but we'll see. We'll see what it does. All right, so I got to sign into my Nintendo account. Did I not bring my phone right in this area? All right, I'm gonna have to go get my phone. Okay. All right, got my phone. I was rushing everything, and I left my phone over there. All right, so like I say, I'm gonna go ahead and transfer my stuff here today, and I don't mind doing it because I like to this unboxing is a little different, and like I say, I'll the next episode it probably won't be to next week because today is Thursday launch day, and then I got things this weekend, and I'm gonna be playing my Switch at home this weekend, so and doing that and while doing my schoolwork too. If you guys don't know, I am in school getting my doctorate degree. Could you imagine a man getting his doctorate degree still play video games? Ain't nothing wrong with that though. Okay, so we got to move the system and the source system close together. I really like this idea. I got to connect the charger, which I got to plug right here to start downloading everything. Like I say, I'm doing this stuff now so I can kind of get my reactions here. Like I say, I am going to play Mario Kart obviously today. And the next episode, the next podcast, I'm going to do a blind reaction because that's just how I like to do it. All right, let's see. All right, so let's see. Move the system and the source. All right, so this switch is closer. Hit the done button. All right, and then source Nintendo. And I like how they make this kind of smooth. You know, it's not like a hard thing to move over. Because I bought a lot of games over the years, right? So when you buy a lot of games over the years, it does eat up the space. Some games I've had to Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate here. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Transfer to Switch 2. Yes. Next. You can keep playing compatible Nintendo Switch software on the Switch 2, which is great because I have a lot of, obviously, all of us have. Um, a lot of us does have a lot of us do have Switch 1 games. Let's see. Next. Oh man, hold on 1 second. I got to connect this power to the power source now. Okay. All right, I'm back. Whew. Yeah, I had to get things plugged. The studio. We're gonna have a high power bill because I got a lot of things plugged up here. Um, like I was saying though, so it is moving things over. Let me see how long it's going to be. Because if it's gonna take very long time, then we'll cut the podcast. Um, and it looks. Oh well, maybe not. Hold on, it might. It's going rather quick. Like I say, I'm excited for the Switch. Switch 2 right now. We got 5 minutes. I can wait 5 minutes. I can do some filler. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's an exciting time for gamers. It really is. It's an exciting time for Switch fans. I'm a huge gamer at heart, and I'm just a big fan of just video games in general. But just the changes are made for Switch is going to be quite amazing. They've got a lot of great ideas. Um, I don't think that I think the businesses are ready for $80 games. I think we're not ready for $80 games. Um, I do think gaming is a luxury now, unfortunately, but people do buy these things, and I think Nintendo says, "Hey, you guys paid for it, so it's working." Um, but I do say to a lot of people, it's okay if you're saving up. It's okay if you're waiting on the Switch 2, because I get it. I don't judge people. It's expensive. This is an expensive hobby to have. I know some YouTubers and podcasters and reviewers play video games as a job. There's no knock on them for doing that. I could never do that because it's very risky. And I like to eat, and I'm not saying they don't get paid well and they don't eat. It's just, it's a lot of work to kind of do this kind of thing, right? So that's why I kind of just do gaming as a hobby, right? Of course, I podcast and do my talk shows and stuff as part of the job, and then I have other business ventures. But gaming for me is like a hobby, like something I like to do. Um, the system is about to restart. I guess the transfer is done. That was rather quick. I really love that, and I say that, but I should have expected it because it is a Switch 2 is more powerful. So I should have expected for it to be moved over. So, like I say, the next thing I got to get is the Express SD card. I got to get that soon because I'm going to be buying up a lot of games. Pro controller, I probably will be getting too because in July I'm going to be with family for 4th of July, and I can't wait. And let me see. Let me take a picture for my family too and say, hey, I know what we're going to be doing. Um, so because we're big Mario Kart people, so that's gonna be really fun to do. Is to play Mario Kart in July. I don't know if I'm gonna be taking this with me to Punta Cana at the end of this month. It's a new system, and I'm going to a different country, and I don't want anything to happen to it. So I think I'm gonna leave it at the house for my vacation time, and maybe that's something I need to because I said when I go to Punta Cana, I'm not bringing no laptop, no podcast, nothing. It's vacation. The only technology I was going to be bringing is my cell phone, right? My iPhone. Theme color source will be carried over. That's pretty good. Setup is now complete. We can go to the home screen. Oh, that's the chat button. I'm pressing the wrong thing. Hey, look at that. All right. So here it is, y'all. Let me see if I can turn this thing around here. Let me see if I can unplug you for a second. So here it is. Here's all the games I have, by the way, if you guys didn't know. Like I say, I have a lot of games. I have a lot of games. Um, yeah. So let me go real quick while we're at it. Let me go and get Mario Kart World. That's kind of the basis of it. I need a penny. T, you got a penny? Oh, appreciate you. So I am scratching out my download code for Mario Kart World. That's going to be the first thing that I need downloaded. Let me see if there's any. Okay, so I got to go to the eShop. And people have been saying that's been fast, so let me see. Okay, I got to enter my PIN if I can remember what PIN that was. It's booting up. There we go. Okay, so I got to sign in one more time to the Nintendo account. I'm very familiar with my Nintendo Switch 2 account. We're going to do, damn, I meant to do Remember Me, but I didn't do it. Okay, so yeah, the e-store opened up really, really fast after signing into the Nintendo account, of course. But it booted up really, really fast. All right, so Mario Kart World, $80. Let's see. I might be doing this wrong. Hold on, let me see. On the left side of the screen. Hold on, let me go back. Oh, okay, here it is. Enter code. All right, cool. So let me enter my 16-digit code. And I got to say, shout out to all the YouTubers who are bigger than us, who's giving away Switches. I know Jake Randall was doing something. Nintendo Prime was doing something. I watched Beat 'em Up stream last night. Wood is doing something. So shout out to y'all. Y'all, I mean, it's a blessing that people are when they do these giveaways, and then some people who I've read who are doing these giveaways, they are they if they win the giveaway for the Switch 2, they're giving it away to charity or they're giving it away to Children's Hospital. That is such a blessing. So here it is. We're gonna redeem my code. Full game. Let's go to continue shopping real quick. Like I say, I don't think I'm gonna be shopping for more stuff right now. Um, Except for Mario Kart. Maybe I can pick up Cyberpunk later. Um, Street Fighter 6. I think the next big thing that I'll buy is Donkey Kong. Um, and the reason why is because I have Cyberpunk on PlayStation 5. I have Split Fiction me and my brother bought on PlayStation 5 as well. Street Fighter 6, I got that on PlayStation 5. So a lot of these games, which is exciting that they're getting ported over, I already bought these things. And it's like with the updates, like Mario Party Jamboree and Kirby the Forgotten Land, maybe, but I already have these things on. I already have these systems, and I know a lot of people don't want to rebuy these games uh, again for an additional cost, if that makes sense. Um, but it's always recommendations. It's always good to see what they have in store and have in stock. Um, I did like Kirby, so I might upgrade the Kirby game. Uh, and I do know some games are free updates, and I gotta look into to see the list of games that have that free update or this free edition. I know Mario Odyssey has an update that is for free, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to take advantage for sure, guys, on the games that are updated. Uh, that I get the update for free. And then with all the other games, I have to look at to it. Tears of Kingdom, I do have a copy of it. I don't didn't play it as much as I thought I would, and it's not to say that I don't like Zelda because I do. I just been playing like Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom. I really love Echoes of Wisdom. I really do. I like the platforming of that. I love how you can have your great imagination on it. All right, so let me see here. Uh, Yes. Virtual card. It's going to get inserted because that Mario Kart World is the first game I want downloaded. I think, yeah, that's going to be the first game that's going to be downloaded for sure. I've got Smash that has to be downloaded. And I go through the list of games real quick before we wrap. Okay, so now I got Mario Kart World, Super Smash Brothers, Ultimate. I've got Sonic Mania, Mario Odyssey, Metroid Dread, Paper Mario: A Thousand Year Door, Fire Emblem Engage, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, One Piece Unlimited World Red Edition. I love that game. Super Mario Brothers Wonder, The Wonderful 101 Remaster. Love that game too. Persona 5 Strikers. Pretty good. Let's see. I've got Batman, the Telltale series. This one I'm not embarrassed to say I have SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom because I played it in 2003 when I was a kid when it came out for GameCube. So of course I had to buy it again. Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Love the puzzle solving on that one. Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I think I do have the online Nintendo Online. I think I am gonna because GameCube is now here, so that might be something else that I purchase is the GameCube expansion because I played F Zero GX when I was a kid. I never played Wind Waker, so that might be something that I do. Live Alive, Mario Party Jamboree, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Oh, rest in peace, because nobody's playing that right now. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, Metroid Prime Remastered, Starlink Battle of Atlas. I bought it because of the Star Fox edition. Sega Genesis Classics, Luigi's Mansion 3. I've got One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. Not bad. The Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm trilogy. Streets of Rage 4. Classic. Mario Strikers Battle League. This was a impulse buy because I wanted to see what it's about. But now you get Mario Strikers, the original one, on the GameCube. Sonic Superstars, not bad. I think Sonic Superstars worked better on console. Maybe it works better on the Switch too, but it didn't really work that well on the Switch one. Mario Party, or excuse me, Paper Mario, the Agami King. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I like Sparks of Hope better. And the last game I have is Mario Tennis Aces. So quite a few games. I do have a few more games that are physical. Mario Odyssey, I have physical. I do have the Incredibles Lego that is physical. That's in the case. I do have Ultimate Alliance 3. That's also in the case. And I think that's all the games that I have here in the system. So yeah, like I say, this has been the unboxing. I will do an in-depth review of Mario Kart World. It's downloading. It's going to take about an hour. So I don't want to keep you guys just waiting for an hour for it to get downloaded. But yeah, this is the Switch 2. You guys can see that Mario Kart World is getting downloaded. First impressions so far, pretty good. I can't wait to put a lot of hours on this thing. Um, the interface is great. Everything it looks good. Battery life. I'm curious to see what the battery life is all about because I know a lot of people have been saying that the battery life is not the greatest. So I can't wait to see what that is about. Um, you got the Nintendo Online at the bottom. You've got Game Chat, which I'm waiting on more friends to. I think I got like one friend, Jaheim, that has the Switch 2 that I know of. So I'm waiting to see if like my friend Keyshawn, my friend David, to see, or my friend Mutzi, to see if they got the Switch 2 yet or not. You got the news, the eShop, the album. Game Share is something that's different. Controllers, virtual game card settings, and the power button for sure. And then my account. So very, very, very cool. I can't wait, like I say, to put more hours into this thing between today, tomorrow, and over the weekend. Um, but this has been my unboxing of the Nintendo Switch 2. Like I do say to a lot of people, happy Switch 2 day. Hopefully, everybody was able to secure theirs and get their console in today or last night. I know some people are waiting today from Walmart. Thank you, Walmart. Not a sponsor to Walmart, but thank you, Walmart, for making this kind of smooth for us. I was a little nervous, a little skeptical, but it's here. And I can sleep better tonight knowing that I have to switch to. Uh, so that's going to wrap it up here on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Stay tuned because later today, it depends if we do Broco. It just depends. Broco, because we got to talk about Texas winning over Texas Tech with the WCWS, the Women's College World Series. Uh, Again, it depends on how I feel. But I thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch y'all in the next podcast.